Good morning, everybody. This is Dale and Joanne from my truck. You know how many mornings I meet you and I share what's going on in my truck. I'm going on in my business and ministry and whatnot in my life and my marriage. But today, Joanne and I have it on our hearts to share with you how we almost got divorced probably about 2 months ago. I was on my way out. I was on my way to Colorado or Utah to serve in ministry out there, and Joanne was all for it. She wanted me out of her life, and we were ready to go. And what God did and how He intervened. And so there's a long version to this and a short version to this. And Joanne's going to share her side of it, and I'm going to share just teeny bits about it, but I have to do a whole video on it someday, a whole morning. I'll share how Romans 4:17 came alive to me. But let me share real quick. I got mad at the devil, and I just started thinking, Lord, what do I do about my marriage? I wasn't going to leave her, and that was that. And so I started really using Romans 4:17, and I was writing down and I was reciting stuff, and I was declaring good things over my marriage. I was declaring good things over my wife. I was declaring good things over my life and finances. I was declaring them, and little by little, things seemed to get better in our marriage. And I wanted to know that it wasn't all her fault. It was my fault too, because I had a bad attitude. She had a bad attitude. And from our past, many of you know that we came right out of three divorces, both of us. And we got remarried rather quickly, and there was mistakes in that, but God has totally renewed that. God has totally restored that. God has done so much great work in our marriage, and we believe that we have a ministry coming up in our lives that's going to help marriages and people and addictions and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna let Joanne share a little bit, and then as things come up, I'll share. So go ahead, honey. What happened to you?
Well, I mean, ever since we've gotten married, there's been obstacle after obstacle with kids, blended family, both of us coming out of divorce. We went about everything the wrong way. I feel God did bring us together, but we kind of, you know, human nature got in there and we messed things up. We got married way too fast. We didn't know each other well enough. We didn't give ourselves time to heal from our wounds from our previous marriages. So we got divorced, got married. I don't advise doing that. It's not a good plan, not a good idea. It's very hard on your heart, on your soul, on your new relationship. In that, I never had time to mourn my last marriage. So in the back of my head, it was my backup plan. Well, if this doesn't work out, I'm just going to go back to my ex. I really still loved him. He was a great guy. I was the one that caused that whole marriage to end. It was my fault. I totally admit it. We had problems. Yeah, we both had problems, both had issues. But my issues, I had an affair on my last husband. I'll be totally honest. I was in a bad place. I was really far away from church, far away from God. I thought I was better off just staying away from church, staying away from Christians. I could do this on my own. I got this. Yeah, that didn't work out too good for me. I've always been close to God. He's always been there. He helped me raise my kids. When I was single, He was always my provider. I always leaned on Him. And when I got married, I decided to lean on my husband and count on him for everything instead of God. Well, when he wasn't giving me the attention I thought I needed, I sought it somewhere else. That was the last husband. Yeah, my last husband. Not me. In my stupidity, in my weakness, in my absence of God, I would say. I mean, I know God never left me, but I turned my back on Him. Well, in that, I made some big mistakes. During that time, we had decided to separate and get divorced. I met Dale. Well, Dale started giving me books and, you know, reminded me of who I was. I got a hold of a book from Joseph Prince. What was the name of the book?
The Power of Belief, I think it was?
Power of Right Believing,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, Power of Right Believing.
That book, wow.
It wrecked her world.
I never cried so much in my life, and it was just God reminding me of who I was. And
it's a great book for addicts, by the way. It's a wonderful book for addicts.
So in that Me and Dale got really close spiritually, and I thought I was good. I'm good. I got this. We can get married. God, well, I'm good. I'm over that. Yeah, I was not over anything. So I've had this in the back of my head. I've been living in my past. And when God says leave things in the past, there's a good reason for that, because you can't live in the past and live in your present. You're going to mess everything up. You're going to be miserable. I was so unhappy, so miserable, because I had this plan B in my head the whole time. You know, everything Dale did, it was like the worst thing ever. You didn't take out the garbage. Are you kidding me? I said 3 times to take out the garbage. You didn't take out the garbage? You know, I would blow up. I don't know how. It was only by God's grace, because any other man would have said, girl, you crazy. I was a hot mess. Believe me, I was a hot mess. Not that I'm got it all together yet, but I'm getting there little by little. And if this helps even one person to not go through what I went through, this is worth it. Because I just want to let everyone know, you can't live in your past. You can't have a plan B when you're married. Your only plan is your plan A. The one God sent you is the one you're supposed to be with. And I believe that me and Dale are meant to be together. We both have the same spiritual desires, the same beliefs, the same everything. We just work, we match up so well. The other stuff got in the way. And I'm going to tell you what, it was mostly me. Not that Dale's perfect, nobody's perfect. But this man put up with a lot for me. I mean, just him, he had so much grace for me and so much love for me. I'm going to cry, but there's just not, I don't know another man that would put up with this. So I was a mess, guys. I was a mess. And God showed me one night, okay, we were ready to get divorced. And I'm just laying in bed like so.
Wait. That day we decided, because I was getting into myself. It was about 6 Wednesdays ago. It wasn't very long ago. And I had decided, look, I'm done with your crap, lady. You know, when she says I put up with it, I did, but there's just I drew a line in the sand. I said, Lord, I'm done with this. I can't deal with it. So what do we do? And so we sat down on Wednesday morning, about 9 a.m. I'd had my quiet time, and I said, you know, Lord, I said, Joanne, I said, let's just do. I feel like I will go back into ministry. I was going to go. I talked to my friend Joe Vasquez, and I was on my way to Utah. He was accepting me. I was ready to go. I was going to go back into ministry out there and get paid and have to work my butt off like I didn't. Never mind. But so that was that in the morning.
He had a plan to go.
I had a plan to go. I was gone. I went down and I told all my daughters that very day. I said, I called all of them. I said, I'm gone. Me and Joanne are done. We're finished. I'm fed up with this crap, you know. I want to be single the rest of my life, you know, all those lines you say, you know. And so when I came back from all the rounds of seeing my daughters, then I came home and we went to bed. I was on one side of the bed, she was on the other, and we weren't even talking. So then what happened, honey?
Yeah, the tension was pretty extreme.
Oh yeah, it was thick.
So I'm just laying there, but God got a hold of me, and the Holy Spirit was like, what are you doing? This is who I've sent you. You're not supposed to get divorced. It's not what I had in mind for you. This is not the plan that I had for you. Of course, we think our plans are always better. No, I'll be single better, God. I'll be better when I'm single. I don't need him. He just distracts me. I don't, you know, I can do things so much better. He gets in my way. But I had all these reasons, right?
And then we woke up.
I can't explain what happened in my heart that night.
Right.
But God showed me how I've been living in my past. All I think about was, Dale, you know, my ex-husband didn't do this way. He never did this. Blah, 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 blah. You know, why is Dale doing this? I always was comparing him. I was always cutting him down. I was never lifting him up or encouraging him like I needed to do. You know, I was never 100% in. I always had one foot out the door. You can't live that way. You can't have a marriage that way. You're going to be miserable, and I was miserable. You can ask any one of my kids, anybody that was close to me, were like, what's wrong with you? You're not as happy as you used to be. You're not joking around. You're not fun anymore. You're so sad. Yeah, because I was miserable. I was not 100% into my marriage.
So
your past will destroy your future.
That hot mess was going on for about 2 years, maybe 3, right? Maybe 4.
Oh yeah,
Long. Okay.
Since we've been
about
married.
6 years.
Yeah.
Well, we were good in the beginning. The first year we were traveling, we were doing stuff together where no family was around. I mean, it was awesome. We were traveling and going to seminars in Colorado, and it was fun. It was awesome.
We were distracted.
We were distracted. But hey, but then Jenna, her daughter, and that whole Wednesday thing came to her and talked to her and said, because she went and told her what was going to happen, and Jenna said this.
She goes, Mom, you know, you're not the same person you used to be. You think you're going to go back to your old life and everything's going to be like it was. You're not going to be happy with that life.
That was her old husband, yeah.
Yeah. You're not going to be happy going to bars and hanging out, and that's not you anymore. You don't do that anymore. And she says, you can't go back and have everything like it was. And I was like, wow, I didn't think of that.
Thank you, Jenna.
You know, I really wouldn't be happy with that now. That wouldn't fulfill me. It wouldn't satisfy me. So that night while I'm laying there and God was showing me that I'm living in my past and I need to embrace my future. And this was his plan, and I am supposed to be with him. I just lost it. I started crying, and Dale's like, what's up?
The hell's wrong with you now?
And I just, yeah, I just cuddled up. I started cuddling up next to him, and I was like, I don't want you to leave. I don't know, what's wrong with me? I don't think I'm going. I felt like I was losing my mind. I had like a battle going on. And I realized God showed me recently, because I was warring against God in my heart and in my mind. I was battling against God. Because when we go against what God's word says, we're actually battling against God. So, me choosing, for no reason, I just want Dale to go. I just want him to leave. I really didn't have a good reason. I didn't. You know? Things weren't perfect like I thought they should be. Sorry, but there's no marriage that's perfect, you know? There's marriages where you love each other, but there's always going to be things that couples are going to, you know, disagree or argue, or that irritate you. Maybe the way they chew. That could be one. Just saying.
I don't chew like that. Don't listen to her.
Anyway.
I close my mouth.
God showed me that I did love Dale. That he is the one I'm supposed to be with. You need to get your mind out of the past and put your mind in the present. Because I have a great future for you too. And I have great plans for you too. And I started telling Dale that. And he's like, well, I don't really want to leave either. And then we just cried together. We stayed up how long that night talking?
A couple hours, and then, you know.
And, you know.
Reunited our marriage.
Yeah. You know. And it was good and it was sweet. And, you know, I feel like this big weight was lifted off me.
Me too.
This great pressure or cloud or fog or whatever you want to call it. When I actually said, you know what, I do need to let this stuff go. I need to stop trying to have a plan B, because that's not making me happy. I'm miserable. And when I released all that and I said, I'm done. That's in the past. I'm done. I want to embrace my future. I want to see what you really have for me, God. What are your plans? What do you want us to do? Where do you want us to go?
It was like a ball and chain. She had her ball and chain, but guess what? I'm not saying I was the perfect husband. I'm not. But she was my ball and chain. And I kept dragging her around, dragging on her worries and everything all the time. And, you know, I just asked the Lord, what am I doing? Why are we together? Blah, 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 you know, all that stuff going on in your brain. And I just hung out. I just focused on the businesses, and I grew all those. And so, you know how that goes. So.
Yeah. So, anyway, don't get married with a plan B. Only have a plan A. Only have the person that's in front of you on your mind, your future with them, your plans with them. Live in the present, be in the now. Love each other, take care of each other, encourage each other.
Encourage each other all the time.
Yeah, when one's down, one's up. You know, when I don't feel like praying, I don't want to pray. You know, he's like, come on, let's just pray. Fine. You know, when he's all grumpy and come on, Dale, let's just pray about this. God's going to show us an answer. Okay, fine. You know, that's what it's about.
Yeah. It's all about
you know, life's been a lot better. Life's gotten a lot better. I'm not saying everything's perfect. You know, we need a house. We're looking for a house. We're trying to get our credit straight now. We got all that going on. But you know what?
It's also the power of agreement. When
Yeah.
you're not in agreement, your life can be like crap.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. We need Matthew 18:19. Where two come together, it shall be done for you. Our prayers weren't being answered; they were being hindered because we weren't
Copacetic.
we were copacetic, you know, copacetic. But we weren't together. We
Yeah.
were like, again, I want to go somewhere else. She wanted to be something else. So, and we're praying this helps somebody in your marriage right now. I mean, maybe you've been married. You know, there's a 3-year mark, and there's a 5-year mark, and there's times in people's lives when they just get itchy to go find someone else or to do something else or better. The grass is never greener. The reason the grass is greener on the other side of the fence because there's more crap over there from the horses and cows. So don't just give it a try. You know, give it a whirl. And there's reasons why you get divorced. You know, I totally agree with it. And believe me, we know them all because we did them all.
Yeah.
You know, and we want to share this with you just to help you. And if you're married today, that's cool. If you're not married today, we want you to take and heed our advice. If you find somebody, wait, just hang out.
And if you just went through a divorce, give yourself time.
A year at least, even to think about another person.
I would say 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, okay, 2 or 3.
Really?
See what I did there? 2 or 3
Really,
years.
just get. You know, I mean, everybody's different, but give yourself time to heal, to get over that. That's a big loss. That's a big.
The ripping of the soul.
That's a big hole in your heart for a while. You know, that's a trauma. That's a trauma to your soul,
huge trauma,
to your heart, to your mind. You know, you've got to mourn that. You've got to heal from that. That's like, you know, I was going into marriage with one arm chopped off, one leg chopped off, thinking I can do a marathon. I'm sure I'm good.
But she was still hot.
You know, I was a hot mess. And
so was I.
You know, I'm just a mess now. I'm not so hot. So, I mean, yes, we've got a lot of things, you know, to go through still. We're still learning. I mean, been married 6 years. So, I mean, no, we don't have it all figured out. But I do know that you ain't got no hope if you're leaning on this plan B, because it's not going to work. You can't have this idea in your head that, well, if he does this one other thing, that's it. I'm out of here. If he does this, then
17 minutes in, honey. So we got to close off. But we want to. She's awesome. She's her first video with me, and we're gonna do more because there's more in our life we want to share with you. If you like our video, I don't know if it's on that side or that side. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscribe and also hit the bell, and you'll get notifications for this. But we're doing more videos. I'm gonna do at least 3 or 4 a week, I think. On how to get free from a religion, how to get free from addiction, how to get free from a bad marriage. I'm just kidding. But all that kind of cool stuff. So, and Joanna's going to be sharing with me. I'm going to do videos with her too. She's going to be painting something, and I'm going to be talking to her and asking her questions. But we're going to do more stuff. We're a good team, and we're going to reach thousands and help lots of people. If you have any questions about your marriage or want to talk to us or want to talk to Joanne, message me through Facebook or message her, Joanne Hendry. I'm Dale Hendry, and we can talk to you and help you through your times and pray with you, and let's see what we can do for you. We love you. We thank you for watching our video today, and again, subscribe. Like us on Facebook. What else?
love you, ladies.
Love you, ladies. What? She loves you, ladies. I love you guys. Hang out, all right? We love you.
No plan Bs, remember.
Get to the button. All right, there we go. Tip it back. See ya. God bless.